Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Back at it again. This is the Dissconnectt to Wally podcast, episode 3. I'm Wally. This is Dissconnectt, aka Sean, aka Dissconnectt. We're going on episode 3 here. Hopefully we're getting you guys' attention. We have a little bit more views on our second one as we did our first, which is definitely a plus, and we thank you to the viewers that are viewing us, and hopefully saying welcome to the new ones that are, coming on. So we're going to jump into some things right away because this podcast, we're bringing some content that I'm passionate about, as well as Sean is Dissconnectt is passionate about. I know that Sean brought to my attention. I was unaware solely for the fact that I personally haven't been on online or on my phone or anything the last couple of days. I've been super busy. But congratulations to Jay-Z. You were saying Jay-Z hit the first hip-hop artist to break $1 billion or something like that?
Yeah, first hip-hop artist / rapper that hit $1 billion on just his craft. Obviously endorsements, clothing lines back then, but yeah, first billionaire. Billionaire rapper.
That's wild to me because we were talking off camera and I thought Puffy would have been there already. Like with
I thought Diddy. I thought a couple of guys. When I heard this earlier today, much earlier. It's 10:30 now. When I first heard this, I thought with his Apple deal, I actually had thought that Dre may have been in the $1 billion club. I haven't looked up his net worth in years. I thought him. Right. Believe it or not, I know he was worth at one point like $300 million years and years ago before he even put out multiple platinum Lil Wayne albums. I thought Baby, Birdman. Right. I thought he might be in the $1 billion club. Yeah. Diddy, even Jermaine Dupri. Right. Master P. Yeah. That's who I thought. I knew he was close to it, especially being, I know they're not counting Beyonce in this, but especially being married to her, but collectively, they got to be close to $2 billion.
Yeah, collectively, that's not even they would have billion.
But I didn't think it was going to be, him. I knew he was close, but when I heard that he was the first, I thought right away Dre came to my mind with his Apple deal. Because that Apple deal alone, I think, was worth $500 million.
It was a lot of million, yeah.
I think it was like $500 million.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
With the Beats headphones.
But, I mean, congratulations to him. I know music is something that you and I are both very passionate about. I'm a super fan of hip-hop as a collective. I know you are too. I have my favorites. I know you have your favorites. And we seem to clash in some of those. But as far as Jay-Z being the first rapper to, make it into the $1 million club, that's huge because it shows a lot of these young up-and-coming artists that it's out there if you're hungry enough. He literally came from the dirt. He came from nothing.
He came from the Marcy Projects in Brooklyn.
He was a hustler selling crack.
The only thing is, though, he was able to go platinum multiple times.
Where?
Records don't even sell anymore. So a lot of people don't have that kind of tunnel into the industry.
But with the internet, you can still make those millions off of popularity and shows.
Yeah. Yes.
That money is out there in other ways outside of record sales now.
It is, but I don't care how popular you are on the internet. I mean, we were just going through female rappers before after we found out about this. Right. Real quick, we're not going to drag on this because this is not what the topic's about. But it is about famous rapper net worth. Nicki Minaj is the female rapper that's worth the most.
Yes. What was it, 70?
She has, dude, most of those are record sales, touring, endorsements, shit like that. Right. Some of her videos have 1-point-something billion views. Right. That's adding to it.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Yeah. But that ain't getting her up to the $1 billion club.
No, I'm not saying.
You need what he had back then.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't.
It's a different era.
You're not gonna get it's a fact that you're not gonna be a billionaire on YouTube.
No. You're not. No, absolutely not. However, between having YouTube channels, Instagram channels, Twitch channels, your shows, your merch, your endorsements, whatever, you could still make hundreds of millions of dollars. You may not get to the Jay-Z's and the Diddy's unless you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and you go out there and you start your own, your own companies within your company. There's other ways and other avenues now that there wasn't back then.
But look at Tech Nine.
Okay.
He's one of the most successful independent labels, Strange Music, ever. And he sells so much merch. Like, there's shit all over the internet of how fast this shit flies out the door.
Yeah.
He's super successful. How much? I'm going to look real fast. I'm going to look real fast for you guys, too. I'm betting you that Tech Nine, he's been at this since the 90s, and he probably sells the most merch in the hip-hop industry for a small label, right. His own label, basically indie label, out of anybody, and he's got millions of views on YouTube. He's sold records. I guarantee he's worth less than $10 million.
Oh, he's probably not worth more than 3 to 5.
I'm gonna say 8.
Because he's independent though.
All right, 15 million.
That's surprising.
And look, he's only sold more. Well, it says he sold more than 2 million albums worldwide.
Yeah. That's surprising.
15 million.
That's surprising. But he's super small. And he's always done it independent.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, for him to be at it this long and only be worth 15 million?
But a Jay-Z, first off, Jay-Z is light years away from him lyrically. So all of his music is purchased even at a small rate worldwide, 99 cents a song.
Right.
$5 an album.
What I'm saying is nowadays you're not going to be a billionaire, I should say, off music. You're not. I don't care who you are.
None of these guys make their money off of music, and they say that.
Yeah, they make it off of touring. Really, they make it off of.
They make it off of their shows, their merch and their next company.
Right.
Whatever their next venture is.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever their next venture is. Baby even said it. Wayne said it. They don't make their money off of music. That's their love, but they don't make their money off of music. They make their money off of clothing, off of their colognes, off of their jewelry, off of the, you know what I mean? Because like Baby did the same thing that Paul Wall did with the grills. Baby has his own fucking tattoo ink. You know what I mean? Like all these guys, once they made their money off of music, now they can invest into other things.
It's funny though, because certain artists do, co-sign jewelry, especially diamonds.
Of course.
And the real businessman is the person that's having somebody in Africa press those motherfuckers.
Of course.
That's the businessman, not the guy selling the fucking merch. But they still making their bread though. They get their cut.
Right. They sell and they get a percentage because once it gets to the retail level,
right, they're getting a cut.
That guy that had these quote unquote slaves dig them out of the mines, Baby's name went on it, or Wayne's name went on it, or whatever, to get to the retail level. Nope. That's where it goes, skyrockets into the millions of dollars because of the endorsement behind it.
Yeah. But anyway, we can talk about this all night.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Jay-Z. Salute to Jay-Z, though.
Salute to Jay-Z.
I love Jay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an argument ever since it happened.
You gonna bring this up?
I'm gonna fucking bring it up. You goddamn right.
This is perfect. This is time to disconnect the Wally.
It is to disconnect the Wally.
I know what you're bringing up.
I am gonna bring it up, motherfucker. So
that's cool.
Sean and I have had a friendly debate more than one time. Just recently, only 2 or 3 weeks ago, actually, about the span of and the outcome of the Jay-Z and the Nas battle. Okay? For your younger people, maybe you don't know what it is, never heard it before, do yourself a favor and go listen to it. Some of the best music hip-hop has put out. Okay?
Well, I was just about to kill you, man.
The best. I said it. The best hip-hop battle in hip-hop history. It's not my opinion. It's fact. He's going to give his opinion. It's going to be a shitty opinion. But we're going to listen to it anyway, because we have to, because this is a 50-50 show. So I have to listen to it again for your pleasure. So, obviously, I feel that Jay-Z washed Nas, even though Nas put out some great songs in the battle. And there was a time that it could go either way. But
we could even...
But all said and done, I feel that Jay came out victorious.
We could even step away from the battle for a minute.
Okay.
I just don't think... I mean, we could talk about the battle. It's pretty much the same thing, but... I mean, you feel some type of way about this, but... I'll be honest with you. I'm from New York. I mean, I'm not from Brooklyn, but I'm from New York State.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, I'm 30 fucking years old, so when Jay-Z was in his heyday, that's when my mom gave me a hard time about getting albums with the parental advisory sticker.
Yeah.
But I was in the heyday of Jay. Jay came out with Reasonable Doubt, I think, what was that, 96? That was in 96.
No. I think it was... you might be right. You might be right. It might be 96.
9 seconds.
I want to say between 94 and 96. Yeah, alright.
June 25th, 1996.
Alright,
so that album was crazy.
Yes.
He said in another song, on the Blueprint, Reasonable Doubt should have went triple. He said that, and I think Mama Loves Me is the name of the song. I agree with him.
Yeah.
I actually had a Reasonable Doubt hat.
Okay.
Found in Burlington Coat Factory, actually.
Okay.
But anyway, I love Jay, and I would say he's the greatest of all time, or GOAT, as the new people call it. I would say he's the GOAT as far as putting out records, consistency, popularity, pleasing everybody. I think he's the GOAT. And you may want to kill me for this. I'm from New York. I'm from the state of New York. I know he fucking made Brooklyn worldwide right after Biggie did and all that bullshit. He made it like this big fucking thing. He basically crushed the buildings.
Right.
He doesn't make my top 5. He doesn't make my top 5.
I'm going to put something in my mouth because I'm going to scream at you.
Bro, he doesn't make my top 5.
Right.
I think he's the greatest of all time. I think he's the greatest of all time as far as consistency. Listen, as far as, like, I think he did the most in the time span he had with how many records he sold, staying relevant, staying consistent. That's what I mean. But for my ears, and yes, this part is opinion. For my ears, quite frankly, he bores me a little bit. And I think his lyrics are great. Sometimes he's boring, though. Like 99 Problems, nothing boring about that track at all. Okay. Not a single fucking millisecond of that track is boring.
Okay.
That track is fucking crazy.
Okay.
Fucking Can't Knock the Hustle, crazy. Feeling It, crazy. Those are crazy songs. That's not boring for 1 minute. Song Cry. I'm alone on this one. Song Cry is my favorite Jay-Z song.
Okay. No, you're not.
Because I'm a sensitive guy.
No.
That's my favorite. Is that your favorite Jay-Z song?
Yes,
oh, okay. We agree on that. I love Jay. But sometimes, like, with his flow and his melodies and, like, okay, perfect example.
You're contradicting yourself.
Not really. When I listen, no, because I'm going to name other songs. When I listen to something like Mama Loves Me, love the song, I just mentioned it. Mama loved me, and he cleaned my ears. Eric thought he was fly. I thought Eric was fly. I used to steal his gear. The way he said all that was fucking slow and fucking dreadfully boring. And I like the lyrics. Dreadfully boring for me, though. Now, when I hear something like fucking One Mic, or Got Yourself a Gun, or Thief's Theme, or fucking shit from Illmatic, New York State of Mind, there's not one song Jay-Z ever put out that's better than New York State of Mind by Nas lyrically. Not one. I'll sit here and wait. There's not one.
Okay, go ahead. Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, I know what you're bringing up, and you think Jay won that battle. I'm not even going to fucking give this much fucking time, like I told you already previously, because I don't think this was such an iconic battle. Number one, it was set up. Most hip-hop battles are real. This was set up. That was all publicity.
It was.
Right. It was a marketing scheme, which was great.
But that's not hidden.
No, I know. It was published in The Source and XXL. I read it myself when magazines were still popping.
That's not something that it came out of the blue.
I know.
Everybody in the world knew this was coming.
But you're going to tell me, what was the fucking, what was it, World Takeover?
What?
World Takeover. Wasn't that the name of the song he dissed Nas in?
Takeover.
Takeover. Oh yeah, World Takeover was a remix by a different artist. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Takeover. You're gonna tell me that was better than Ether?
Yeah.
That wasn't even close. You guys are gonna have to comment on this one.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to comment on this one because
we fight about this every time.
It's not even
talk
close. And Eminem killed you on your own ride and your fucking own shit. You're a dick, bro. Like
that, but that I agree with. I'm a Jay-Z.
Oh, there you
fan.
go, Renegade. Jay-Z's verses were boring compared to M's. I'm sorry.
I agree with you on that, and I've said that before. Jay-Z is my second favorite rapper of all time. My first is Jadakiss. Okay. However, on Renegade, Eminem made Jay-Z look silly. He shouldn't have even put the track out.
And you know whose track that was supposed to be before Jay was on it?
No.
It was supposed to be Royce and M, but that's when they had a falling out.
Okay.
And that would have been better, honestly.
It probably would have.
Royce would have wrote that.
I think anybody else would have been better. I don't think Jay took that seriously.
No, it was just a fucking press run for the album. Eminem's on it. Eminem was the hottest thing in the world at the point.
Yeah. However,
it was a press run on the album.
Eminem made him look so foolish that even the PR people should have said, listen, this shouldn't go out.
What, you're saying public relations should have said this track doesn't go out?
Yes. Because it was album time for him.
Yeah, that was on Jay's album, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was on Jay's album.
It was album time for him, where it made him look foolish, and that was the selling point of the album.
And that was right after Eminem went platinum on
Yes.
Marshall Mathers LP.
So, it probably lost him some money.
In the long run, yeah.
You know, I think Eminem made him look foolish. They should have never put the song out. However, when we're talking about Jay and Nas, it's a personal opinion. I didn't like most of Nas's songs in that back and forth. I think Ether was probably the only song that I liked out of it.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And you can't take away from that. I think that was his best song in the battle.
Yeah, I agree. I did, and it's not that I dislike Jay. I love Jay. I don't think the punch was hard.
We were talking off camera, and you said that you had a battle that was more iconic than that.
Absolutely.
What? Who, I should say.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say it because it was a real battle. See, I'll tell you right now, you might disagree with me. It was a great publicity stunt. It was a good marketing scheme. We're talking about last podcast, everybody, if they watch and they watch again, they'll remember we talked about Sin and Joe and how that might be a publicity stunt.
Right.
This was a great business move, Jay and Nas. It was a great business. I mean, I remember hearing a year after the battle started and literally reading in XXL in the source that this was bullshit.
It was. However,
before internet was popular.
However, planned or not.
Nah.
Planned or not.
Because it wasn't real. It was fucking fake. It was corny.
Doesn't matter. It was iconic as fuck. It wasn't corny because it gave us some of the best fucking hip-hop tracks of all time.
Oh, for the tracks, great. I'm talking about the idea. To me, it was corny.
Okay.
The tracks were great.
Yeah.
The idea, to me.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, but listen, some ideas
come
But
people that don't get the hip-hop, the Source magazine and the hip-hop magazines, how are they going to know that it wasn't what it was?
Then it's not for them. Because if they, back in the 90s, or whenever that was, early 2000s, if they're not fucking flipping through fucking Source and fucking XXL magazines, they shouldn't be involved in hip-hop. Sorry to any of the younger people, you guys got so much internet now. I remember I had a fucking Sony Ericsson that took me 15 minutes to get on Google, so... And that was when dial-up was still popular. There was no...
Yeah, you had to go to the corner store and get the magazine to fucking...
to really know what's going on. Or you could sit and wait for a fucking album on fucking LimeWire. Yeah. You could wait for literally, it'll say 24 hours.
Yeah.
Or you could just say, I want this so bad, I'm spending the 17, I'm going up to Coconuts.
Right.
You know
what I mean?
FYE. Or FYE, Coconuts is done. But anyway, I just didn't...
So who?
I'm going to say two, and I'm sticking to this. You can say whatever you want, and before you interrupt me, I'll give you all the time in the world to come back at me. Right. But I'm going to make my points real quick.
I'm going to sit on my hands.
Number one, because it wasn't phony. And there was actual shootings involved. Not that that's good for the culture, because it's poor, but it proved that it was real. I didn't like the setup shit with Jay and Nas. I'm going to say, you're going to disagree with me, and I don't care. I'm going to say the original, the biggest, the original one had one coast versus the other. I think Big and Pac. I think that was iconic.
It wasn't a battle.
Okay?
That was a beef. That wasn't a battle.
But they fucking...
There was like one or two tracks.
It
was 2 tracks. It was 2 or 3 tracks.
Hey, man.
That's not a battle.
And you know what? I'm gonna make you stop dead in your tracks. It gave us some of the best hip-hop tracks of all time.
It wasn't a battle, though.
Okay, but that's what you said about this one. I had an opinion.
This was a battle.
All right, whatever. So that, in my opinion, once again, Source Magazine, XXL, Biggie on one side with a fucking thing down.
It wasn't a battle.
To me, it was.
That was that was a war. That wasn't a battle.
But they called it a hip-hop battle, bro.
It wasn't a battle.
Do your research.
Listen, I'm very well researched. There wasn't a battle.
All right, that's your opinion.
All right.
So, and I'm going to say the second one, and it bypasses Nas and Jay. And you might actually agree with me on this one, because we're disagreeing this whole time so far. But you might actually agree with me when I make my point. I think, believe it or not, the Game and 50 was huge. And I'll tell you why. They went back and forth for a long time. They both had groups. Game had Black Wall Street. He had G-Unit. By the way, Game won the war, the battle, but 50 won the war in the end. He ended up more successful still and everything else. But it was because they started doing music together in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I think it was 02, 03.
Yeah.
Then Game put out in 05, the documentary, Dr. Dre, Eminem, all that mixture. Then Benzino and M got involved. And it was literally crew versus crew. It wasn't necessarily beef or a battle, if you remember, outside Quad Studios where Pac got shot. Yeah. One of Game's people got hit.
Right.
Okay. That was a real beef until they made up.
Right.
When they made up, cool, whatever. But the reason I love that beef so much, and believe it or not, that's my favorite of all time. And the reason why, you might actually agree with me on this, is because that happened right after, a couple of years after Get Rich or Die Trying and the documentary and the Eminem show and shit like that came out. That's when hip-hop started dying.
Right.
That's when hip-hop, I remember hearing new guys come out when that mumble rap first started.
Right.
I'm like, this is trash,
right.
this is trash.
That's when the fucking,
like
Migos
Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. No, Migos is after that. I think when they were underground. You're talking about their high school days.
No, that wasn't far off.
Well, that was like 06, 07, 08, 09.
Because you had the dance craze come out in between.
Yeah, but that was more like the Soulja Boy Tell 'Em. Remember that stupid track Bow Wow did? Marco Polo.
Yes.
Bro,
yes.
When I started hearing, and that wasn't necessarily mumble rap, but when I first started hearing that, I think she liked me. Oh, bro, like when I heard that stuff, I was like, bro, this isn't hip hop. These guys should not be allowed to do
That's
music.
when the dancers came out.
Right, and the finger snaps and from the South and, all that. But my point is, that's when hip hop, I remember, once again, reading in magazines, buying albums, listening, and being like, what's the new stuff? Why is this coming out? And for a while there, they kept the real shit alive at the time where hip-hop, real rap was dying. Mm-hmm. That's why I respect it so much. That's my favorite battle. I feel like they kept a lot of shit alive. Like Sean Money was involved, bro. Like fucking DJ Green Lantern, New Jersey Devil. Like that's another thing. People forget about the disc jockeys. Bro, there was a lot involved in that. The Alchemist was involved. That was huge. I think that's the best battle of all time.
All right.
And I'm 30 years old saying that.
I can see your outlook on that. I get why you would favor that. However, if we're talking the best battle in hip-hop history, for what it's worth, a battle, at least at their level, with not being able to go round for round, you got to figure it's track for track. Because they're not sitting on a stage and they're not battling each other. They're not sitting on a corner and they're not battling each other.
These are actual records.
They have to do it on wax because they're not doing it in a studio or on a corner.
Hold on. By the way, wax means that it was put on a CD. Bro, nobody's going to know. A lot of young people are not going to know that.
Yeah, it's put on record.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Like, there's actual wax in records.
So... You're an asshole.
It's true. They're not going to know. They're going to be like, wait, I have a cell phone.
All right. Are you fucking saying I'm old right now, bro?
Bro, me too, man.
I know what a 12-inch vinyl looks like.
Me too.
All right.
But if somebody starts watching us that's 20 years old, they're going to fucking be looking up what the fuck does put it on wax mean. That's all I'm saying. They have no idea what that means.
Well, that makes me feel so old.
I mean, I know what you mean.
I'm upset right
but that's what people...
I'm upset for a whole different reason right now.
People don't know what that means.
Okay.
But anyway.
So I forgot. Now you fucked me all up.
You said they were going track for track.
All right, so they were going track for track, and in the essence of a hip hop battle, it's a back and forth, right? In a back and forth battle, if you will, Jay-Z and Nas broke the national barrier of East Coast versus West Coast, shooting and killing each other over music, and it didn't leave wax. It didn't leave track for track. It didn't leave the studio. It was song for song, and at the end, Jay came out victorious, and it was fucking worldwide coverage. Man. It was worldwide coverage where nobody got fucking killed, and there was a victor, and it was the best music ever put out in fucking hip-hop history. Jay came out victorious, and it was the biggest publicized battle in hip-hop history. That's why I say it's number one. Nobody got killed. You're saying they didn't even see each other in person.
You're saying they handled it more professionally, is your point.
I'm saying that from the actual essence of battle rap, they went back and forth multiple times. There was a victor. It was publicized worldwide instead of countrywide that had worldwide outbursts from somebody got killed or somebody got shot, but nobody knows the full story. With Jay-Z and Nas, everybody knew the entire story from Jump Street. And everybody
Except that it was fake.
And everybody, doesn't matter. But everybody got the entire story the entire way. And we got the best hip-hop of that generation out of that battle. With the victor. To me, that's the number one battle in hip-hop history, and that's why.
Yeah, everybody's got opinions.
Yeah.
That's an opinion.
And just to let you know,
poor one.
If you're saying that Jay-Z and the Nas battle was fake, well, not fake, but set up.
Yeah, it was staged.
Which it was staged. That whole fucking Kumbaya moment with 50 in the game, that was set up. That wasn't real.
The first one wasn't. The second one was.
The hug.
When they were by themselves.
The hug and the fucking press conference and all that bullshit.
In the club?
No.
See, I'm talking about the real one.
No, I'm talking about...
When he sent 50 bottles in the club and they actually made up in person.
That was years later.
Right, that's what I mean.
That was years later. There was still beef after the fucking... The Kumbaya moment that they had in California on that fucking rolling fucking stage where they had Snoop was there, Ice Cube was there, fucking all of West Coast rappers were there, some of fucking East Coast guys were there, and they shook and hugged hands, and fucking Game had on that stupid mink and the fucking...
I think he had a headband on too.
Whatever. But that was fucking set up. That wasn't real. And you could tell by their engaged at the fucking podium. That wasn't real.
Yeah, neither one of them wanted to do that.
Neither one of them wanted to do that.
I don't know why they made them.
They were forced by the powers that be that were much bigger than them that said, listen, if you motherfuckers want to make fucking more music, you're going to do this.
Yeah. I was talking about the real makeup when they fucking met in the club.
Yeah, that was organic.
Yeah, the only reason somebody even caught that was because somebody took a cell phone out.
But that was fucking 10 years later.
Right. No, I'm not saying... I'm agreeing with you.
That was a decade later.
The first one was staged, but I'm saying the beef was not. They couldn't stand each other.
No, and that beef was real. And the beef was real because it was from two street dudes that were in a white fucking business. White people don't do business like black people do. Especially black people from the streets.
No, yeah, that was a real beef.
That was a real beef.
That's why there's somebody doing fucking 50 years behind that because of that shooting.
Yes.
Because of that fucking beef or whatever. I think he got reduced to 20 years. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yes. But the guy, obviously street people, I shouldn't say black guys do business. That didn't come out right. Street people do business way different than blue collar people.
What? You mean white collar?
White collar people.
What you're saying, though, is... I know what you're saying. It didn't really come out wrong. What you're saying is the executives... Like, for instance, executive of Interscope Records. Yeah, you got Dre, you got M there. And, M's white, but he's really not. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But Jimmy Iovine is the big guy.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. You're saying that the white collar guy, the businessmen that make hundreds of millions just by owning and putting out music on a record label,
yes,
with a record label, those are the guys that are doing business behind the size of their office that's as big as literally one office is the size of this place right here, the whole place.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. And then the street dudes are on the street and they're fucking toting their guns and they got their fucking knives and their fists and everything else and their boys and saying, yo, what's up? Because, 50 in game, you take both their crews and put them together on a fucking street. Chances are neither one are backing down. It's probably going to be like the Civil War.
It's water and vinegar.
And they're just going to go.
Water and vinegar.
It's not like people are going to fucking retreat.
Yeah.
I know if I see somebody on the street right now, I want to knock the fuck out. I don't care what you got, man.
Yeah.
If you're going to do me up, you're going to do me up, but I'm coming.
Yeah.
So, you think you're going to put them on the street and one's going to walk away?
No.
Fuck no. And that's what happened, like you said.
But they also grew up that way.
That's what I mean.
They also grew up that way.
No, I agree
There
with you
is
on
no
this.
push comes to shove. If you push me, I'm pushing back.
Right.
And it works the same way in their business.
And you really don't have to amp certain people up for that.
No, it's they're just built that way.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
So,
I got that reaction in the Let's Get Away. I'm sure you do too.
I do.
I'm not going to be fucking pushed around.
No.
So,
and
that happens.
But at the end of the day, you and I are going to fight about this, I think, until we're in wheelchairs. About who won that battle and who is the best battle of hip-hop history to date.
Nas won, and that's not the best battle ever.
Jay-Z definitely won, and they are definitely the best battle.
Well, let me take that back. Jay-Z won. Nas won the battle. In my opinion, Jay-Z won the war. Once again, just like 50 in game. I'm saying it. That's what I'm sticking with. Yeah, look at Jay-Z. He's a billionaire now.
Yeah.
Who won the war?
Oh,
he did.
Of course he won the war.
That's my point.
Yeah.
He came out. Although, I do have to say, we checked, was that 50? We checked 50's net worth is 30 million?
50 is 30 after bankruptcy.
I guarantee you, actually, maybe Game won the war and battle. I don't know who you thought put out better records, by the way, but I thought Game did at that point. The battle.
At the point where they were going back...
Like the 300 bars and running shit.
Listen to me. I don't think fucking 50's put out a good record.
Since Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yes. He hasn't put out a...
And that record was good from start to finish.
There were a couple of singles through the G-Unit era.
That was cool, yeah.
That were good. They didn't put out a solid album. If you think they put out a solid album, I'm going to take my fucking shoe off and throw it at you right now.
Hold on a second. Before we get to that, we got a couple minutes left. The Game's worth $22 million. All right, 50's still winning. I just wanted to check that. I thought he might be worth.
But he hasn't put music out in fucking 5 years.
Oh, he just put that album out. It just didn't go anywhere because fucking records aren't selling. He just did it. I'll type in Game's last album. $1992 in 2016.
Yeah.
All right, so
that was the last one. I'm sorry. 3 years ago.
What did you say? 5?
I said 5. So
yeah.
3 years ago. I remember when he was on the press run for this. And he was doing all the radio stations. This was the last one. And some of the songs on this record
the
were
Red
good.
album came out in 11 already?
Yeah. Bro, things go quick.
I'm fucking old.
Things go quick.
It goes by quicker the older you get.
Yeah.
Fuck,
because music's not being put out as fast as it was
not
back
only
then.
that, man. I thought that Red album was like at least 2014.
No.
2011?
Yeah.
I'm fucking old.
Fuck you. You're old.
I was 22 years old when that came out. No fucking way, bro.
What?
Holy shit, bro.
In 2011? 83.
I was 22 years old.
2003. I was almost 30.
Oh my god. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to that. Wow.
But like I said, so instead of saying 5 years, it was 3 years. I was 2 years off. Excuse the fuck out of me. But prior to that, even prior to that album, it was fucking 5 years.
No, he's got one 2011. That was 2012. Oh, wait a second. Oh yeah, the documentaries. Never mind, I'm wrong. 2015. Yeah, so before this one, it was 6 years. No. We're looking at something. Hold on, we're looking at something wrong. It says view 15 plus more. I didn't click on something. No. We're wrong. There's no way game went that long because I'm a huge game fan.
But Block Wars isn't. Oh, all right. So he put something out in 2016. He put two albums out in 2016.
Yeah,
that's not right.
That I don't think. No, when he did. Yeah, no, it is an album. Yeah, Block Wars. Yeah, the animated cover. Yeah, that's it right there. And then he did Streets of Compton. See, he's got a lot of shit though that doesn't. Like, if you look through songs of his, he's got shit all over the place that you didn't even know existed. That's one good thing about.
But there's singles.
No, I know that, but I'm saying he's put out music. Is my point. I'm not saying it's been. He's not consistent like Jay was in his prime.
No, hell no.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's one thing I give Jay. Jay, Eminem, Jadakiss. All of D-Block, actually, aside from J Hood, he got caught dragging his chain.
Yeah, but J Hood hasn't been part of D-Block since early 2000s.
Yeah, right. No, I'm being facetious. I'm making a joke.
My point being is that you and I could argue about hip-hop for days. Because we have strong opinions about it. And we actually agree on some stuff. But we are able to agree to disagree.
Mm-hmm.
Where, some people might try to overstep some boundaries. However, when it comes to the content that we spoke about tonight, I would really love some feedback because there are definitely things that we could become argumentative about. And when I say I should say more, not argumentative. What's the word I'm looking
Debate.
for? Yeah, so things that we
banter.
The things that we could banter about or debate about, where it would be more friendly banter or friendly debate, because we want your viewership, and hopefully we kept your attention tonight because. Music is a lot of things that we're going to touch on this channel, aside from a lot of other things. But, hopefully you guys can relate. You can add your 2 cents. I mean, I might throw you a couple of pennies back in the camera. However, if you want to throw you 2 cents, that's fine. Because this guy, he's never wrong. So,
I'm wrong a lot.
So, ask him. He'll tell you. He's never wrong.
I'm wrong a lot, just not about this.
Right. See?
I know hip-hop better than you.
Foot in the mouth. But, either way, we want your viewership because, at the end of the day, we're really good friends that just like to talk shit to each other. Just like I'm sure, one of your friends or close, relatives, you guys like to talk shit to each other all the time, on a friendly level, just to get, some spark out there, just to, bother each other, poke the bear and whatever else. I at the end of the day, I love this kid. That's why I chose him to talk to about starting this thing. I think he and I share a good rapport, and I think that he and I can discuss things, with having an opinion that maybe his is stronger than mine on certain things or vice versa, and be able to give you guys something that's factual, yet comical, yet relatable, and music to he and I is, can reach the masses the most. I don't know how you feel about what I just said.
No, yeah, I completely agree. But I'm right about the music.
I'd say he's never wrong. So please, leave a like, leave a comment, tell us how you feel about the Jay-Z Nas battle as opposed to whatever other bullshit he was talking about, because he's wrong.
I'm only wrong when it comes to women.
And touch on the game and the 50 Cent battle, or maybe what other battles that you feel are age appropriate. Maybe it was the LL Cool J cannabis battle, or maybe you can go all the way back to Big Daddy Kane and what was it, KRS?
Yeah.
Hip hop battles throughout history, or even you younger people that like this mumble crap that's going on right now, or whatever. If you want to talk shit to me just because of the music you like, I'm cool with that too. I'll fuck with you too. Hit us up on anything.
We'll close with this because you did a good outro there.
Yeah.
But I am gonna mention one thing. You guys that like the mumble rap, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's not just because I'm a fucking fan. I thought it was funny as fuck when Academic said on the red carpet that he loves Migos. Migos is his favorite group, and Joe Budden fucking got up and gave the mic back and said, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
And they approached him. That was awesome because Migos suck.
The Migos suck. Fuck. The whole genre of mumble rap, to me personally, maybe it's just because of my opinion on hip hop music.
It's our age too.
Mumble rap sucks. To me. Okay.
Bro.
And hopefully hip hop makes a turn for the better. I think mumble rap should have its own genre.
So do I.
It shouldn't be in the hip hop genre. It should be its own entity. Hip hop is hip hop. Mumble rap is mumble rap. I don't know what they're doing, but I know what they're doing. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe I'm starting to get a little older and I don't like the new stuff, just like hip-hop turning from rock and roll, disco and all that bullshit, how each age group didn't like, but I don't like mumble rap. I know I like Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, Tupac, Game, 50. That's hip-hop. Uzi Vert. Fucking Amigos.
Bro, the worst one, Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty.
Oh, God.
He couldn't even fucking go on the Hot 97 and fucking spit 16 of the bullshit that he wrote fucking a month ago.
Yo.
Keep your red beads and go into your own genre. That's how I feel. Let me know how you feel. Leave a comment, leave a like, a notification, subscribe, get us up and running, help us, help you, help us. Alright? I love you guys. Hopefully you guys are going to get on the train with us. Each week so far, we've gotten a little bit better. We're going to keep continuing to bring you guys content each and every Thursday night, Friday morning-ish. And that's it for tonight.
All right.
Have a good night. Joe Santigado. Booyah!
About to smoke a cigarette. Good night, Len.